So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all this out and remove all of this stuff, and I'm gonna rip out everything here and throw all this. It's spinning right there. And I dredged up the canal bank and covered it. And that rice looks beautiful, doesn't it? Because I had that thing switched.
We're starting here, starting right now. 1, 2, 3. We breathe it in. We feel our hearts, they're pounding, rising up to feel the fire dance wild through our veins. We take a chance and know we'll never be the same. Giving it all we got, giving it all. Giving it all we got. Oh, climbing up to the top of the world. No fear, we're gonna make it. Everything we want is ours.
Whoa! Hey, it's kablazing here on the Thai farm. Man. It's a warm one today, and I have been at it with my new water system. Look at that, huh? Love those shots. Yeah. Something crawling on me. I see the neighbor tilling his land. And we got these birds, man. I want to see if I can get them on film. Here's my worm box, man. Been finding worms. I'll put them all in that box. Hopefully they'll start to multiply. I planted coconuts. That one, and my wife put the other one over there. They are a small tree, produce a number of maybe 2 or 3 different clusters. Looking in the river for movement. And you know, I laid that pipe on this grass here. I was just checking to make sure my neighbor's tractor wasn't running over my new pipe, huh? He's all right. Yeah. There's my cement pile. It's gonna be part of my fountain. Let's check it out, man. That's where I put the water pipes when it comes off from that corner of the house down there. I made a little bridge and I put it right on top of it, and then it goes all the way back to my house. Those birds know I'm here, so they're all, you know, I don't know about that guy. They must have come in and bush cut this stuff. Yeah, it looked like they bush cut. Well, he didn't even bush cut over my dam. No. Bush cut all the way down here, but left it growing right along the stakes and also where my pipe is. So that's good. Hopefully, I'm gonna have to walk the pipe though. See if there's anything. See if there's any breaks. When I put it together, I changed up my idea. It wasn't really just an idea. It was just, you know, thinking out the process. Because when I did first create that water thing, oh my God, what a nightmare. Went through 10 different models. You know, trying try to see how everybody else did it and all that stuff, and then do it my way, and then and sure enough, well, I mean, I got it to a point where it was working fine. But now what I've done, so I brought the water in here, and then what I've done is I've just brought it up to a T, and then it'll split, so it'll fill this tank and this tank at the same time. And I try to make it leveled that way. That's why it's up a little bit high, because I wanted, this tank is higher than this tank, so I made the bar level so that it, you know, it can split and drip evenly. Yeah, it's still filling both of them, but it's going to fill pretty slow. And again, I tried to save, you know, the valves and everything else from my old system. I didn't want to have to go out and buy all new stuff. It just didn't make any sense, so I kind of hodgepodged it. But that's the old system, was going out that way. I turned the pumps, the tanks around a little bit. The difference between this tank and that one is that this outlet and that inlet are on the same vertical line. That one, you have a inlet and an outlet that are on opposing, or not even opposing, but you know, they're on different sides. That's on the quarter side. So anyway, so this one comes out, I have it coming around, and then it's just a T-bone into this one, so both of them will feed the pump. And the pump, I'm gonna use this pump to push through the filter. I haven't set it up yet because I'm waiting for this to actually fill up with water, and then I'm gonna run that pump through here, just like without gluing it, because I want to see if that pump's going to give me enough pressure as it pushes through here, you know, to come out there. Because I see if that's enough pressure, it's going to take it all the way to the house. Because, you know, these filters, they operate off of push pressure, right? They don't operate like in a vacuum. Although the idea is that if there's not enough pressure down there coming out of that pipe, I might just connect it to this pump right here. So I do have actually a push me, pull you kind of operation, which may or may not destroy both pumps and the filter, but I think I got it figured out. I also fixed my radio up. I did get a the 9-volt adapter, and that for sure was the problem, because I switched back to the 9-volt panels amplifier, put the 9-volt adapter in, and it worked fine, and so they're back on track. I took the new one I bought, the 5-volt amplifier out, so I'll just have that as a backup. But yeah, that worked pretty good, pretty cheap, better than buying a whole new unit over there. These guys, I can see those guys way over there under the sala, taking a break from tractoring. But I want to go over there. I want to go over there and take a look at the meter while this is running. So yeah, I'm gonna go take the scooter over there. Let's go do that. Alrighty. Well, here's the meters. One of them is to my neighbor's house here, and then the other one goes clear down there over to my house. They just open it here. That's on 1, so it actually hasn't even been moving. That must be my neighbor's. Actually, it's spinning right there. So let's see what this other one looks like. Yeah, that's the same. Actually, that's less than 1. So that's probably my neighbor. Water on there too. That's probably my neighbor's is not running. This one's mine, because it's spinning right there. Yeah. Yeah, man. So the tall one is there. So yeah, he trenched it all the way up here to right where that little shack is, across the yard or across the road or whatever. and then all trenched here, and then trenched it all the way through there. Come out all right. My wife down there checking the line probably. All right, man, looks good. Back at you. Whew. Oh my God. Well, had to go back and get some pieces. I still haven't you know, tested it, because this one is almost full, right about there. This one's like right about here. I'm gonna wait till I'm gonna see if the pressure is enough for it to overflow, or if the pressure actually just stops at the entrance point, right? And for two reasons. If it doesn't fill up past that point, then I don't need a float stopper, do I? But I just got done. Well, that's actually been going for a couple hours now. Sun's almost setting. What I did do, and I mentioned this in I think yesterday's video. So I took the blue pipe and I dropped it down on the inside. You can still see it here. Dropped it down the inside of the bamboo all the way in the canal bank, and I dredged up the canal bank and covered it, and it'll eventually start to cover more and more and more, but I think it looks pretty good like that. Boom. And that rice looks beautiful, doesn't it? Look at that guy's house over there. That's another knockdown house. I did the video on that earlier, about 100 videos ago. Pretty cool. Yeah, man. Life on the Thai. Oh, life on the Thai farm. I'm exhausted. Oh, that kicked my ass. Had to chop the bamboo first, and then chop it. I used my machete, cut it in pieces, and then pounded it with my sledgehammer down in there. And then, you know, I actually had to do some cut and patching on the line that's across the river as well to make it line up with everything. My wife got over there on that side and did something very similar. She just dropped it in the water and put the stakes on that side. So we'll see. See if it holds up. Water will be out of there in a couple months probably. All right, man. Well, it's quitting time. Ouch. Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing? Craig here. Once again, back at it on the Thai farm. And I spy my neighbor. Actually, that's not him. He hired somebody to blow the... I think that one's blowing food. Excuse me. I hope it's not pesticide. I was just coughing up. But I have, you know, pretty much finished my water dilemma. So again, goes in. I just have it. That I'll probably change down there to set it up because it's a little bit raised off the ground. I could just add a little piece in here, but it's only 1 inch, so I'd probably have to cut bigger piece and add that. But anyway, that's level. Both of them are chock full of water, and I did not hear. I did not see it overflow, so it was like the pressure must be just enough to where it's not enough to overflow, so it just holds it in the system much the same way if I turn the water off, which I did already for another purpose. But anyway, so what I wanted to do was test one pump. Is this one smaller pump sufficient to pump the whole house? And you know, it's what's that capacity? Was it category 1? 10 bar. I don't know. Anyway, the idea was, is this pump good enough? And the only way to do that was to hook it up to the house pipe, which I did, and again, remember, I'm trying to not buy a whole bunch of extra pipe. So I had cut other pipes off, and so what I did was, this was an existing one. I used that, come down, I just come straight across here. And then this was an open part right here. I just had an open pipe because that was something else I used from when I made this. So I just stuck it in the open pipe. There was a valve, I took it out. But anyway, so I took it here so that it just goes like this and straight into the house. It bypasses this pump, which is hooked up to this tank. Actually, right now it's using the water out of this tank because I wanted to use up the water in this blue tank so I can take the blue tank out of here. But when I tested it, I shut that blue tank off, of course. Just let the water come out of here. It didn't look like it was coming out of here very strong at all. And that's okay, and I guess that's what fooled me. So I thought that when I turned this on and I saw the water coming out of here, that it wasn't coming out very strong, and I thought, oh crap, it's not gonna reach the house. And maybe I'll need the second pump to suck it out at the same time I'm pushing it in with the other pump. You know, and actually I put that question out on the Thailand house construction or constructions Facebook page. And a bunch of people gave comments, and they're actually pretty helpful. Most of them were actually just saying, hey, keep the second one as a backup, backup, backup. And I thought, well, what about my problem of not enough power, you know? And then another guy had said you could put both pumps in a series, but put the series before the tank. So, you know, and I thought, well, I never heard of that, but it made sense. But I was worried that the series would put pressure through the filter too quickly or something. But anyway, my first task was let's just hook it up with the pump through the filter into the house, see what we got. And I did that, and bam, works fine. I think it might even have more pressure, and that's because it dawned on me, hello, well, obviously I had the water coming out here. It didn't look like it was very much pressure coming out, which is true because it's not in an enclosed line, so it can't build up pressure to get itself all the way over there, right? So now it's pressurized, and it's working fine. Although one of the things I noticed was, so here the water came out all that fine. It was all fine and fine over to this small knockdown house and, you know, the shop house, all that stuff. But when I got up to my bathroom upstairs in the main house, the water was coming out like red, not red like this iron red, but kind of a blood red, almost red, and then turning to black. And I'm like, what the hell? I came back here and I tried to figure it out. I know what it was, but then that's when I did the process of elimination. Here, it's no color. The sink in the shop house or in the outdoor kitchen, no colors or nothing. And then I remembered I had a pipe outlet on the bottom over there, well, 3/4 outlet. So I opened that up and it started coming out, and it was dark. It was reminiscent of charcoal color, like charcoal from a filter backwash, like when you first do the filter. And I thought, oh, what's this? Anyway, I let it run, and then it cleared up, and then everything was fine. And then I started going through the process, and I remembered that when I first put this here yesterday, when I was working with this, I had this, I didn't look, I just had this thing with the tank sitting in the reverse section. So, and then I tried pushing water into it, and then, so what I did was I pushed water into the outlet valve. I didn't let it run a long time, I just pushed it in, and it was like, what? And so, but what it did was it probably pushed back on the normal filter system, and then it wound up, you know, altering the charcoal, breaking up, whatever. So because I had that thing switched, reversed the direction briefly, that's ultimately what will probably put that black stuff into the line. But I switched it back, and then of course I rinsed it and flushed it and all that. And then as I put more water in the system, it pushed that charcoal back all the way out to the end of the line, and that's where I saw it coming out. Anyway, it's all cleaned up now. It's a perfect system. It comes up into here. I still have this hooked up as a backup, like I said, but I'm gonna wait until all the water's out of it, get rid of this. I'm gonna leave that pump there with that quick release, just in case for whatever, right, for a few months or something. But I'll still have that area. And I haven't put the float balls in these two because, again, I'm not quite sure I need them, because if the back pressure, and I don't think it's back pressure, if I turn that valve off, you know, the pressure's the same in the city line. So if the water is, the back pressure in this water coming out is this equal to coming in, then I shouldn't have a problem. I'll just leave it like that. Don't even need a float ball. Pretty cool. All right, man. Let me think about something to do, and I'll get back at you. Okay, so I figured out what I can do, or what I need to do actually, because I've been needing to do this like pretty much forever. Which is, even though I'm gonna knock down my wall and all that stuff, continue on that project. This area right here, let me back up. I'm gonna back up all the way over here. So if you remember, I made these stepping stones. There's this area between here and my other dry pour that I made for that little deck. But it's always been uneven. It's a nightmare when I'm trying to bring the wheelbarrow through here to back here. Then of course this is all right at the corner, you know, boom, 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 uneven. I got my two pumps for the fountain out there. I put those extra stones out here. It's all still, you know, I have to still kind of traverse back here and all this. And yeah, this is what we call a junk pile. It's really much my form when I was making these stones actually. And these are some old racks, and of course this galang plant that grows everywhere, other tins and stuff, and it's just a mess around here. And that's that wood fence that I made. I originally made that wood fence to block out the nastiness of this, but now, and I don't think, and the reason I'm going to do it is because, or do it now, is because I don't think it'll be too much effort. That's my disclaimer. But of course it'll probably take me all day. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all this out and remove all of this stuff, and I'm gonna rip out everything here, throw all this stuff away, rip out everything. I'm gonna clean up this tree actually, I think maybe a little bit with my chainsaw. I'm gonna clean all this up so it exposes the pump house basically on that side, fence and all that, and then my pump that's over there, the well pump that I'm using for this. Oh, look at that over there. My nephew just caught a big old catfish. Holy moly. My wife caught 3 of them this morning already, and she already cooked them. Wow. Anyway, so the pipes that go to the fountain out there, right? The fountain's actually in the middle of the lilies right now. The fountain was there first and the lilies grew around it, so I don't want it to, I mean, if I run the fountain, it's just going to go up high and it'll punch holes in all those lily pads, and that'll probably look ugly. So I'm going to, and it's in my way really with my idea now, so I'm going to rip all that out. I'm going to bring that pump all the way down to where my fountain is that I'm making over there. Waterfall I'm making over there. I'll leave that over there. I can easily, well, there's already a wire. I already got electricity out to my crab shack, so I can just go a little farther. I can bring electricity out there to that pump if I want, and run the fountain, run this same fountain from over there. And it doesn't even need to be this long either. But anyway, so yeah, get rid of all that, get rid of all that, get rid of all that, rip all this, all that, and then and get rid of all these plants, dig them all up, kind of so they don't grow so quick again. And then I think I'm gonna put gravel out here because I still got a, you know, at least cubic meter left probably of gravel I'll put that over here, and then maybe I can set these stones back on here. But my original thinking was that from this pitch to here, because it's kind of a downhill thing almost, that I was going to use some of my wood. I was going to make me a little bridge. But if it's a bridge, it should probably be more of a walkover, because I want to be able to pull the wheelbarrow over there. And I don't want to have to make it uphill and downhill, so to speak. So just kind of, anyway, big ideas. I'm taking my before picture. I brought my step stool because I'll definitely be needing sitting down during this. Okay, before. Let's see what it looks like after. All right, man, back at you. Okay, and after. Well, that about kicked my ass. Or no, it did actually. Brutal. I don't know how many wheelbarrows. 15, probably. 15 wheelbarrows, 15 shovels in each one. But yeah, man, we got it over here. What? Got it over here on my, between the stones. Put more stones actually here, wrapped around. I'll continue that. I'm not finished, obviously. And move these stones here. So these stones will be the continuing pathway that goes, you know, all the way to that house. I just got to get more stones. I took these out and I turned them. Actually, they were like this, so now I turn them lengthwise and put them about as wide as the wheels, so it's easy to wheel that thing over there, although I might change this again. But yeah, man, it's a sight better. What do you think? It's pretty good for an ass kicking today. All right, man. Well, oh, and I pulled this one pipe. I was able to put it there. That's the one that goes into the pump. But the fountain over there, fountain head, that's probably weaved in and out of these lilies. So I couldn't pull it. If I pulled that fountain head, I would have ripped through here, and I don't want to destroy that stuff. So I'm gonna have to get in water and actually pull it out that way. But for today, I think I'm gonna stop doing that. I gotta go eat some or whatever. Lay down, the aircon. All right, man. Well, hey, let me know what you think. And again, thanks for watching. I mean, keep watching for more pathway improvements here on the Thai Farm.